Yo, shalom, shalom. Grace and peace be unto the 12 tribes of Israel. Pray everybody's doing all right this evening. Happy preparation day. Pray everybody is doing all right. I'm glad the Sabbath is about to be here. It's been a week. It's been a week. And it went by fast, so I ain't gonna say it's been super tough, but it's just been a week. Just glad the Sabbath is here. A lot of us that's ready to rest. Put a one in the chat if you glad the day of rest here. Let me just first put that out there. Put a one in the chat. Let me go over and get shout out to who's in here this evening. We give a shout out. Let me see, sir. I see you in the building. How you doing? Grace and peace be with you. Good evening. Good evening. Glad to see you here. Glad to see you here. How you doing? Oh, never mind. I was gonna say shalom, Yalib, but all right, it says Yalasia. So all right, well, I guess she's in Yalib's place. Hey, grace and peace be with you. Christina, what's going on? Grace and peace be with you. Shalom, shalom. All right, glad to see you stopped in just to go ahead and shout out while you're in here. Y'all busy, but hey, all praise to the Most High. Y'all can go ahead and catch it later. Lawa, see you in the building. Grace and peace be with you. Shalom, shalom. And as Yalasia has said, make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Today we're gonna continue on the Gospels. We're going into Matthew chapter 23. Matthew chapter 23, very, very interesting chapter. Kind of describes how people that pretend to be lovers of God are. And it breaks it down in a beautiful fashion. I love it. I had a lesson some years back in when I was first leaving the purple group. You know what I'm saying? The first leaving the purple group. Well, actually the second time was gone, but this time, either way, the lesson was called Matthew 23 niggas. And there's a lot of people that fit that. And let's just say that the people I used to be with are actually those individuals. But anyway, let's get ready to dive on into it. By the way, I see Victoria just joined. Grace peace be with you. Shalom, shalom. See you in the building. All right, let's go to Mark chapter 14. All right, Mark chapter 14, verse 3. And being in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, as he sat at meat, there came a woman having an alabaster box of ointment of spikenard, very precious, and she brake the box and poured it on his head. And there were some that had indignation within themselves and said, why was this waste of the ointment made? For it might have been sold for more than 300 pence and had been given to the poor. And they murmured against her. And Jesus said, let her alone. Why trouble ye her? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor with you always, and whensoever you will, ye may do them good. But me ye haven't always. She have done what she could. She has come beforehand to anoint my body to the burying. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached throughout the whole world, this also that she have done shall be spoken of for memorial of her. So whenever we bring out the true gospel of Jesus Christ, the message that's given to the 12 tribes of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, the people we understand that are the slave descendants, those that are suffering, the curses of Deuteronomy 28. Why? Because we refuse to keep his laws. We refuse to eat the right foods he told us. We refuse to celebrate his feast days, keep his Sabbath days holy. We refuse to wear fringes on our clothes. We refuse to love each other, which is not murder each other, not take each other's wives and husbands. We refuse not to do those things. Well, I guess you can't take husbands. You just have to share a husband. But point I'm making is we refuse to do things properly. We refuse to actually listen to our Father or to the husband of us, because we know Jesus Christ is the husband to the men of Israel. We are the bride of Christ, and we are subject to him just like a wife is subject to a man. So being that we refuse to do those things, God's punishing us. We suffering at the hands of our oppressors, and we deserve it. So whenever we bring out this gospel that's telling these people to remember who we are and follow the law, statutes, and commandments to the day we die, we are always going to remember the woman to put the ointment on the body of our Messiah, the black Messiah, Jesus, the Christ. All right, let's get ready to dive on into it. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 7. Let's go to Isaiah 7. We'll get ready started. Man, I think on Isaiah 7 and 9. Like I said, I'd like to get things prepared for the end. So let's get to it. Isaiah chapter 7. Not verse 9, I'm sorry. That ain't what I wanted. Actually, I might have wanted. 14. Isaiah 7 and 14 is what I wanted. Sorry about that. Now, this was spoken of on the way to what? On the rise of the birth of Christ. All right. So before he was used, this was referenced, and it's the same thing that was going to happen with our Messiah. Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14. Therefore, the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. So, Emmanuel being translated means God with us. It is now what he's saying, he's called Emmanuel because he's saying this child is going to show you. It's a sign. It is an indicator that the Lord God of Israel is with us. The Lord is with us through the sign of this child being here. So that's what he's letting us know. Now, at this time right here, this child was a sign that the Lord was going to destroy Israel, the sign of that. But this same thing that was referenced was also letting us know when the angel spoke with Mary, when what's it, Mary? Yeah. The angel spoke with Mary, or no, with Joseph. Let me go back. Matthew, let me see. So I'm gonna make sure I got this right because I don't want to just make up nothing. Matthew chapter 1, verse 22, I think is what I want. Been a minute. Matthew chapter 1, out to verse 23. Matthew chapter 1, matter of fact, I started 22. Matthew 1 to 22. Now all this was done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, Behold, a virgin shall with a child, and bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is God with us. So it's the same thing. When Joseph spoke to Joseph in a dream and let him know, hey, the Lord is going to be with us. This child is a sign. It was a prophet that spoke of it. He spoke of the destruction of Israel, but also was going to be the future coming of our Messiah, Jesus the Christ. So that was just an indicator of that. But either way, so now we see that the Lord was spoken of, was prophesied, was spoken of beforehand. And let's get on into it. Let's go to Matthew chapter 23. And again, if y'all, just make sure you're following along. Make sure you read through in your scriptures and make sure you engage. You got questions, comments, you ain't certain about what's going on. Make sure you're saying something. Don't just sit there silent. It's a man destroyeth his soul through bashfulness. Don't be bashful. All right. Matthew chapter 23, verse 1. Then spake Jesus to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, The scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do. But do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. So the first thing the Messiah is letting us know is, he said, these things right here, he said, these people, he says, they sit, when he said they sit in Moses' seat, where Moses was in a place of a instructor, a leader, a director. Why? Because God was dealing directly with Moses. The Lord was giving him instruction, and he was the mouthpiece to the children of Israel, to our people. So the Hebrews had to follow the direction of Moses. Well, the scribes and the Pharisees are the ones that give the direction to the people. They're the ones that we're actually subject to. They are the judges of the nation at this moment. So they're supposed to actually determine what's right and wrong. And then we're supposed to learn from them, and we're supposed to follow, or we're supposed to live our lives in the direction that they've given us. Now, he said, hey, they sit there, do whatever they tell you. You know, I said that because they were teaching properly. They were given the correct instructions. They understood the scriptures. They knew where to go. They knew how to do things. All right. But he says, don't follow what they do. If you see what they do, don't do exactly what they do. Don't follow their example. You know, I said that. He says, because what they're talking about does not match what they walk about. So he says, don't do what they do. He's letting you know right now, these people tell you what righteousness is, but they don't follow righteousness. They're wicked. They're evil. They actually believe evil is good. So he said, don't do what they do. Don't follow them. Verse 4, for they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne and lay them on the men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. So he says, they tell you all of these things. They give you all these tough instructions, and you know, they even add on extra burdens to the commandments. He's like, they do all of these things, but they ain't gonna, he said, won't lift a finger. That's like watching somebody carry a 200-pound weight, and you see them carrying it, and they not even gonna put a finger on the weight to like relieve you or help you at all. They won't even do it by themselves. They see a weight. They're like, nah, I'm not picking it up. Even though they say, hey, you better carry that 200-pound weight if you want to be strong. They'd be like, I'm not doing that. They won't even carry anything. They'll just walking with and just carry their own bodies. They barely gonna carry their own clothes. Why? Because they don't believe in what they're telling you. Verse 5. But all their works they do, or to be seen of men. They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments. So now he's saying, when he says they enlarge the borders of their garments to be seen, and now they get their fringes. They make sure their fringes are super big. Like they get like just they super big. They make sure everybody notices that, hey, look, these people are so righteous. They are so holy. Look at how they dress. Look how majestic and magnificent they appear. That's what they're doing. So they make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments. So now they're trying to look like they serious about the laws, right? Verse 6, and love the uppermost rooms at feasts and chief seats in the synagogues and greetings in the markets, and to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi. You know what Jesus is saying? They are clout chasers. They are not seriously trying to actually glorify the Lord of heaven. They don't want God to be glorified. They want to be glorified themselves. They want people to see them as special. They don't want people to think how special the God of Israel that blessed them with the wisdom and understanding and the position he gave them. Nah, they don't want to do that. They want the worship that's be given to them. So that's what they're doing. They are clout chasing. If anybody understands what I'm saying, put a 5 in the chat. If you do not get it, put a 0 in the chat. And then say, you know what I'm saying, explain, hey, I don't know what clout chasing is. What does that mean? Why are they doing these things? Or what do you mean when you tell me these things? What can you explain it? If you don't get it, put a 0. If you understand, put a 5 in the chat. Let's continue on. Matthew 23:8. But be ye not called rabbi, for one is your master, even Christ, and ye are all brethren. Now, let me read verse 9. And call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your Father, which is in heaven. Neither be ye called masters, for one is your master, even Christ. All right, let me go ahead and let me break this down. First of all, he's trying to let them know, hey, do not let someone put you in the place of God, because these people want to receive the glory of God. They want to receive the recognition and the praise and honor among the men that they want everybody to look at it. And I'm glad. Thanks. Exactly. Oh my God, sir. Yeah, see, hey, Sarah's in one spirit with me. You could almost believe that she's my wife and she's been learning from me for nearly 2 decades. All praise to the Most High. But you know what I'm saying? She's been here, and now, like I said, walking in one spirit. But people really do. They misunderstand this verse. Many people, I believe, do it on purpose, intentionally, because evil is good is what's in their mind. They really believe that what's good is evil, and they try to twist it and make it seem like something else. These people ain't, they faking, they pretending. So they come up with something. They try to find a way to twist the word to their own personal liking. It's the individualite anthem. So let's go ahead and let me go ahead and go into it, because some people, and I can understand if people do, if they misunderstand it, that's fine. But there's people that actually twist it. Most of the people twist this verse. So let's go ahead and get into it. When they say, you know, be ye not called rabbi, for one, and he says, even Christ, and you're all brethren. They just see we're all brothers. We are all one in Jesus Christ. We're all on the same level. Just for the record, somebody that just now learned they're an Israelite and just now put fringes on and just now threw their pork out of their refrigerator yesterday, they are not on the same level as me. They do not have the same understanding as me. They're not going to possess the same wisdom as me. They have not went through the hardships I've went through since I've been in this walk. So they won't have the resilience I've obtained over the time. They don't have it. It's not there. They have not endured. So there is no way that they've been built up or grown or been through the fire and been battle tested. So for somebody to be like, yeah, we're brothers, we're the same. No, we're not. No, we're not. You know what I'm saying? When you come to me with that stupid stuff, all I can tell you is,
I should roll your ass off this push, that stupid shit.
No, it's not there. It's not real. So you got to understand, hey, there are different things. When he says you're all brethren, what he's telling you is y'all are all men. None of you are divine creatures. All of you, none of you are the Lord God of heaven. Y'all aren't. Y'all are all brethren in that regard. So that's what he's trying to say. He's trying to make sure you understand that you're brethren. But he says, don't be called rabbi. Rabbi just simply means teacher. You know what I'm saying? Master means teacher. And when he says, call no one your father, guess what father means? Anybody in the chat, what does father mean? Somebody might not know, but I just want to know, does anybody know what father means? Cue the Jeopardy music. You know what father means? Go ahead and let me know, please. Yeah, please. Let me know what father means. Let me see. Let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the book of Isaiah. The book of Isaiah. And I think I want 28 because it's been a minute since I've been here. Hopefully I find the right verse. I'll be mad if it's the wrong one. All right. Isaiah chapter 43, verse 27. All right, let me see. All right. Victoria says leader. Yes, you are very, very close. It's very close because to be a father, you have to be a leader. So that is correct in a sense. There's one more piece, but let's go ahead and get it. Let's get Isaiah chapter 43, verse 27. Isaiah chapter 43, verse 27. Thy first father have sinned, and thy teachers have transgressed against me. So this scripture says, your first father has sinned, and your teachers have transgressed against me. Let's go to Judges chapter 19, verse 5. I think that's what I want. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure. Judges chapter 19. No, actually, I want 17. Yep, that's what I want. Sorry. Judges chapter 17, verse 4. No, verse 5 is what I want. Judges chapter 17, verse 4. Yet he restored the money unto his mother. No, verse 5. I'm sorry, I had it right. Judges chapter 17, verse 5. And the man Micah had an house of gods and made an ephod and teraphim and consecrated one of his sons who became his priest. In those days, there was no king in Israel, but every man did that which was right in his own eyes. All right, I'm going to jump down to verse 10. And Micah said unto him, dwell with me and be unto me a father and a priest. And I will give thee 10 shekels of silver by the year and a suit of apparel and thy victuals. So the Levite went in. And the Levite was content to dwell with the man, and the young man was unto him as one of his sons. You see how this guy is younger than him, is like a son to him, but he's his father. Why? Because he's his priest. What is a priest? Just like it says in Isaiah 40-27, the teachers have transgressed against him like the fathers have. What are the fathers? The teachers and fathers are a father is a teacher. That's what it is. So when you see a father, he says, call no man father. He's saying, call no man your teacher. What? And does that mean that nobody's your teacher? Anybody in the chat? If no one shall be your teacher, if you believe that, put a 1 in the chat. If you believe that he's not saying that, he's saying something else, put a 3 in the chat. If you think he's saying nobody shall be a teacher, put a 1. If you aren't thinking that, if you think it means something different, put a 3. All right. So let me go ahead and read on, because I'm gonna read. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read those verses again. All right. And my man said Jesus rode in on a donkey, snow yellow. That is definitely a weird name. It makes me laugh when I see that. Snow yellow. All right. But anyways, Matthew chapter 23, verse 8 and verse 7. And greetings in the marketplace, and to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi. But be ye not called Rabbi, for one is your master, even Christ, and ye are all brethren. And call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your Father, which is in heaven. Neither be ye called masters, for one is your master, even Christ. So again, so people like to go and they say, hey, father, again, you can't be somebody's father. Somebody shouldn't be your father. Yeah, only Christ is your father. Or you can't. So it's like if you have an actual father, your earthly father, somebody show daddy, you can't say daddy, can't say father, you can't say none of those words. No, he's not saying that, sir. Yeah, you're exactly correct.
Exactamundo, dude.
Yeah, that is not what he's saying. He's saying something totally different. You can read it. If you read it at face value, just look at the words, you're going to be like, oh, but if you pay attention, he's breaking it down. Don't be called rabbi. Why? Rabbi just it's a term of, I think I'm going to say a reference. There we go. Term of reference. So somebody's a revered rabbi, like a teacher, like, oh, he's a great teacher. That's what he's saying. Don't call no one rabbi, master. Your master, again, your teacher. We know Christ was called master. We know other people were called masters. Matter of fact, let me give one more example to make sure, because there are masters on the earth. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to James chapter 3, verse 1. James chapter 3, verse 1. My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. So he says, be not many masters, meaning don't have many teachers. He's talking about teachers. And you read through the chapter, he's going to explain to you how people are offending or doing things with the tongue. Why? Because your mouth, your words you're speaking, you are teaching and instructing and giving direction to the people. That's what he's saying. All right. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's get back to it. Matthew chapter 23, verse 10. Neither be ye called masters, for one is your master, even Christ. Again, what he's trying to say is your master, your teacher, the teachings, the instructions come from the scriptures. Don't let nobody's personal philosophy be your teacher. That's what he's saying. Nobody's outlook on life, nobody's direction, how they believe things should be set up. Because a lot of times people can get puffed up with pride. Why do you think they say power corrupts and they say power, changes you, and absolute power corrupts. People get corrupted with that. Why? Because they get exalted in their own minds. They believe that they are God. They believe that they are untouchable. They believe they have the best way because they believe everything they obtained in life was from their own steam, their own outlook, their ideologies. And it is not. The Lord raises up everyone. He puts people in certain positions and allows things to take place. He decides what's going to go on. You may not know what he's moving around, the chess pieces. He's like the adjustment bureau. And in that those adjustments, he puts you in that place. You know, like it ain't other people that ain't smart as you, that ain't as, wise as you, or that ain't as articulate as you, that ain't as charismatic as you. There are other people that have these same traits, and they had a different path in life. They had different things take place in their lives, and it did not lead them to where they are. So you got to understand, just like you have some certain gifts and certain abilities, the Lord gave those to other people too. There's what they say is a person. There's a person that's better than Jordan that didn't get the break. You know what I'm saying? There's always that. So understand, just because you made it does not mean there's somebody out there that ain't better than you that God can use. God raised everyone up. So he's letting you know that, there might be gifted in certain areas, but you are not the Lord. You are not the Most High God. All right. So be not many masters. Don't let yourself get puffed up. The teacher is Christ. The teacher is the Most High. The way we understand how to live our lives come from the Most High God. By the way, Judah Monster, what's going on? Grace and peace be with you. But yes, he did say those who do the will of my mother and father is my brother and sister. But in this context, when he's talking about father, what he's talking about is don't call someone father. Don't put them in the place of God. That's all he's saying. He's not saying don't call somebody your teacher. Don't call someone your master. That's not what he meant. Matthew chapter 23, verse 11. But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant. And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased. And he that shall humble himself shall be exalted. Now he's letting you know, hey, he's saying this after he's saying, don't put yourself in the position of God. Don't let people say that. Don't call people master. Understand that the Lord is going to put you in position just like I just explained. If anybody was following the lesson, the scripture just now said exactly what I got to. Understand, sometimes I might say something and I don't even realize the scripture is going to explain what I'm saying. And it's beautiful to see that play out. Because this right here, of course, I've read through the scriptures, but I've been telling y'all, when I give y'all these chapter breakdowns, they're like reaction videos. It's literally a reaction. I'm reading the scriptures and I'm reacting to it. I'm responding to it. I'm breaking it down, obviously, to help y'all understand it. But I'm reacting to it because some of it is like, oh, yeah, I didn't catch that. You know what I'm saying? I'm enlightened just like y'all are. So, and that's what I do. I let the word teach me. I let God direct me in every way. Matthew chapter 23, verse 13. But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. For ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them that are entering to go in. Now he's saying destruction to y'all. He says, y'all not trying to keep these laws. Y'all wicked. Y'all are not even going into the kingdom, and y'all are doing things. Y'all are discouraging others from following the Most High God of Israel. That's what y'all doing. Y'all discouraging people from following God. He says, destruction to y'all. Y'all are offending the little ones. Y'all are evil. Y'all are hateful, and y'all are causing people to lose faith in the true God of Israel. He says, destruction to y'all. Verse 14, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, for ye devour widows' houses, and for pretense make long prayer. Therefore you shall receive the greater damnation. Now he's saying you devour widows' houses because guess what? Widows are, what he's trying to say is vulnerable people that are in places where they don't have a covering or protection. Because what is a widow? Someone without a man. It's understood way back then. Independent women were not, independent women, or what can I say? Single women without a man. If they did not have a father or a husband covering them, they were food. All right. That's a lot of times they were food. They were someone to exploit. And they were someone that a lot of people would come in and use them as a source of, as somewhere that somebody could come in and, strip it, take the resources, take everything you get from them. Why? Because there was no one to protect them. So he says, you devour widows' houses. You come in, when you devour something, you eat it. You treat the widows like food. You treat the single women, ladies, because we know women don't make smart decisions. Women they're not capable of leading their own lives. They'll destroy themselves. So a man can posture himself as righteous or good, and he's actually somebody that's evil and trying to find a way to actually take from her, not to help her, not to give to her, but to take from her. And when you got a man that takes, he's a receiver. He's pretty much gay, because that's how women are. Men are providers. Men are givers. Women are receivers. They're takers. So when you got a man that's posturing himself into the same position as a woman, that's pretty much what you got. But let's read on. Matthew chapter 23, verse 15. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you compass sea and land to make one proselyte. And when he is made, you make him twofold more the child of hell than yourselves. So basically, you go through all this trouble to actually find you a disciple, and you teach them to be a bigger demon and devil than you are yourself. And 2 Timothy 3:6, exactly. It goes exactly with the last verse I was reading. Matthew 23:14. That's exactly what Christ was talking about. The people that creep into silly women's homes laden with sins. Because again, at the end of the day, even though those women are taken advantage of, the women they're taking advantage of want to be taken advantage of in that way, because those women are actually set out. They're not set out for righteous, guidance and counsel. They're set out to actually exploit. They're set out to take as well. But they're not trying to take righteousness. They're trying to take something else. And usually when that happens, they actually set themselves up. They get themselves hurt. Lord says the wicked is given to a wicked man. A wicked woman is given to a wicked man. So that wicked woman is devoured by that wicked man. Yeah, she was not looking for the Lord. A lot of times it's those same sisters that be looking for, like, they want to learn. Oh yeah, here, I'm gonna come into the truth, but I want a brother that's speaking Hebrew. I want him to teach me the Hebrew alphabet. She's trying to find somebody just sound deep and sound good, and or somebody that got a lot of clout, so they think they can, just latch on to that. Hey, you deserve to get devoured. That's what you asking for. I feel bad for you, but I don't feel bad for you at the same time. Don't be stupid. If you decide to be stupid, then you've set yourself up for that destruction, because you really didn't want to follow a righteous man, because the righteous man is going to have requirements of you to actually follow the instructions of the Most High God. And if you don't want to follow the instructions, you're just going to find something else to follow, to latch on to. Yeah, so that's kind of what happens to them sisters. But anyway, let's read on. Matthew chapter 23, verse 16. Woe unto ye, blind guides, which say, whosoever shall swear by the temple, it is nothing, but whosoever shall swear by the gold of the temple, he is a debtor. So he says, woe unto you, blind guys. Again, people that actually don't. And he's saying blind guys taking somebody somewhere that they're not supposed to go. You're a blind guy. You really don't understand what you're doing, and you're going to cause other people to stumble just like yourself. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to basically let you know that you actually are causing people to believe in something that's not as important as what you thought. It's not as important as what God, declares is important. Verse 17, ye fools and blind, for whether is greater, the gold or the temple that sanctifieth the gold. So he's trying to let you know, again, going back to the importance of what he said before, he's saying what makes the gold cleanse is more important than the gold itself, because gold needs to be purified. So if you actually worship, you're putting the cart before the horse, basically. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure what you're focusing on is the direction that you're going. Verse 18, and whosoever shall swear by the altar, it is nothing, but whosoever swear by the gift that is upon it, he is guilty. Again, saying you're focusing on the wrong things. Verse 19, ye fools and blind, for whether is greater, the gift or the altar that sanctifieth the gift. He's saying it again. Which one is more important? Verse 20, whoso therefore shall swear by the altar sweareth by it, and by all the things thereon. And whoso shall swear by the temple sweareth by it, and by him that dwelleth therein. And he that shall swear by heaven sweareth by the throne of God, and by him that sitteth thereon. So now he's letting you know, okay, again, make sure you're swearing, or you're standing, you're making your allegiance to the one that dwells on the throne. All right. Your allegiance is with the Most High God. And so you swear, if you swear by heaven or swear by the throne of God, guess what you're doing? You're saying that I am tying myself, I am in allegiance to the Lord. I am not in allegiance to anything else but to the Lord. Everything else comes in second. All right. You have to prioritize the importance. That goes back to the first commandment. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. You should know you can have other things important. You know what I'm saying? I can be like, yeah, it's important for me to drink water. Yeah, water is good for me. But the water is not going to be more important than me actually listening to the scriptures, following the commandments. That's what's more important. You actually got to put things in perspective, put things in order. You put your priorities properly, then your walk in the truth will be in line with the Lord. All right. Matthew chapter 23, verse 21. I mean, not 21, sorry. Matthew 23, 23. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone. So now he's letting them know again, you are making it more. He says it right there. He says, you are swearing by the actual, let me see, I can say this. You're not standing with the temple. You're not standing with the Lord's instruction, his commandments. What God wants you to do is actually be right within, in the mind. You want to be right in your spirit. That way your spirit is right. Your actions will line up with the spirit of the Most High. He's saying make sure that you have the correct judgment, which is understanding right and wrong. Mercy, meaning you have patience with your brothers and sisters. You showing that patience and you showing that kindness and that grace to them. And then he says, faith. You got to believe in what you're actually saying. What you're claiming that you stand by. You got to believe in the Most High God of Israel. If you don't believe in him, then guess what? You're in a wrong position. Okay. You need to swear by the Lord and you need to stand with the Lord. All right. Now we're going back to when he says you pay the tithe of a mint, anise, and cumin. Those are what? Those are the things that you just put in with the sacrifices. That's just different things. You can buy them at the store and you take them and you're like, oh yes, I believe these things are important. He says, but you're doing all of these things that go with the sacrificial parts or bringing the gifts to the altar and the free will offerings, but you actually aren't right within. It goes back to people celebrating the Sabbath and the feast days, but you really don't love your brothers and sisters. Yeah, he's like, nah, this is fake. You ain't real. All right, verse 24. Ye blind guides, which strain at a gnat and swallow a camel. Again, the real commandments of the Most High God. My fault. Let's go to the gnat. He says you strain at a gnat, something that really ain't a big deal, like them talking about washing hands. He said, oh yeah, they don't wash their hands. But then the same token, a camel, you know what I'm saying, an actual camel, you have a hard time. Let's say a gnat. Let me get this. A little paper towel. This is like a little gnat. And swallowing that'll be easy. You act like it's so hard to swallow it. You like a kid eating broccoli. You know what I'm saying, Katrina? But yeah, you do that to a gnat. But a camel, big old giant camel, bigger than yourself, you swallow it like it's nothing. That's the commandments. Oh, you see somebody murder somebody. Oh, it's not a big deal. Somebody commit adultery. Oh, that's okay. Somebody that's gay. Oh, that's fine. Let them go up there and lead the choir and teach everybody. Oh, you're not wearing fringes. Oh, that's fine. You ain't got to wear fringes. You actually, the real commandments of God, you cast it aside and make it. You say it ain't that big a deal. It ain't that important. But when people actually, not doing something that's not that big a deal, that's something that's your own commandment, your personal feelings, you actually blow that up. You actually exalt that to the heavens because you think you are more important than God. You think your way, your ideas, your philosophy is bigger than the Lord. All right, let's read on. Matthew chapter 23, verse 25. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, for you make clean the inside. I'm sorry, let me read it again. Matthew 23, 25. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess. So again, he says you have the appearance of a righteous person. You have the voice. You're like, hey, what's going on, brother? I love you. How are you? You speak all these great words. You look the part. You like the person I got a perfect example for this. For all my people that play ball, all people that hoop. You go to the court and you see somebody, you know what I'm saying? He got the fresh, Jordan jersey on. He got the new Jordans on his feet. He got a, nice fresh pair of shorts. Like he just left finish line, a Foot Locker, clean, just clean from head to toe. Got a headband on, got wristbands on. He looked like he about to go out there and drop 50 on you. And then soon you like, man, oh, okay, I got him. You pick up dude because you like, all right, he's about to ball. He can play, he can hoop. Man, dude, get out there. shooting the ball over the backboard, can't even make a layup, can't dribble the ball, dribbling off his feet, off his knees, falling all down. He's trash. He looks the part. He cleaned the outside of the cup, but inside, his talent level, his skill is trash. He's weak as hell. Why? Because he made himself look good. He looks the part. He appears to be that, but he actually is awful. Well, that's how a lot of people are in this walk. Matter of fact, the vast majority of people make themselves look like they holy, but they really are profane as hell. Matthew chapter 23, verse 26. Though thou, blind Pharisee, cleanse that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye are like whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones and of all uncleanness. Even so, ye also outwardly appear righteous to men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy and iniquity. Again, he's saying you are not who you say you are. You are full of lies. You are just not real. That's the bottom line. You're a liar. That's just what he's saying. You are a liar. You fake. You are everything. Your character is terrible. That's what the Lord is trying to illustrate at this point. Verse 29. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because ye build the tombs of the prophets and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous. When he's saying you build the tombs of the righteous, meaning you digging graves and you are preparing, you are plotting on the righteous. You truly can't stand when good people are around you. When you see somebody righteous, somebody holy, somebody's caring, when they come up to your door, you look at them like,
we don't do that here.
But then you turn around and say, hey, shalom, how you doing, brother? I love you. You know what I'm saying? You're pretending. You know what I'm saying? They really are building your tomb. They're digging your grave because they are plotting to throw you in there, just like they did the Messiah. They was trying to find a way we just read the last chapter. They was trying to trip him up in his words and tangle him in his talk. They had to find a way to destroy him. They had to find a way to actually get him to actually condemn himself. They was trying to get him to condemn himself so they could find a way to actually righteously put him down like a dog. That's what they want to do. Why? Because they were building the sepulchres of the righteous. Look, I'm going to read that again. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you build the tombs of the prophets and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous. When you garnish it, now he's saying you making it pretty, you set it up well. Why? Because you're trying to find a way to get the people that actually are good, the people that are kind, that are holy. You're trying to actually put them in the grave. You're trying to overthrow them. You want to make them look bad. You don't want to make them look good. Now you want to make them look bad because you're trying to destroy them. Verse 30. And say, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. Wherefore, ye be witnesses unto yourselves that ye are the children of them which killed the prophets. He's saying, hey, you actually proving how y'all act. Because he's at this moment, remember, Christ is going in on these Pharisees, on the scribes. He's straight up telling them that they are the devil the Bible speaks of. He's saying, y'all evil. I can't say you're wicked. I can't bear you. I don't even like being around you. I know what you are. I know who you are. I understand your character is just awful. I see who you are, and I'm telling you about yourself. This moment, the Messiah didn't care. He's just letting them know, hey, this is you. Y'all the ones that say, hey, we wouldn't think about the people that say, those people in the wilderness, they were so evil. I can't believe they were sitting here. They was complaining like that. Why weren't they happy with what they got? Why wasn't they appreciative of God? You the same people. That's what he's really saying. You the same people that already didn't like the Most High then. There's nothing different about you. You show that you're just like them. I don't even know why you're talking about them. And y'all know this. Matter of fact, put a one in the chat if you've seen people. You've seen people that talk bad about people and they do the exact same thing. You know what I mean? Brothers I heard talk about, man, that brother's lame, man. That brother's weak, man. She did this to him and he still love her. He's still trying to do this. And soon as the situation comes to them, they're exactly the same way. Or you got sisters, I know y'all know about this, where you have a girl that literally, she is a
hoe for sure.
And she will call so many other girls that off rip, and she'd be the main one to be busting it wide open for the whole city. But then she'll turn around and say somebody else is a
hoe for sure.
That don't even make sense to me. You know why? Because the scriptures are true. You be the ones that say, hey, I wouldn't have been partakers. I wouldn't have done the same thing that girl did. You done worse. What are you talking about? Like, that stuff is crazy. the Bible is real. I'm telling you, there is no truer book on the planet than the scriptures. Then the book of the law is so on point. It hits every single character trait that you can imagine. Every single type of person, it describes them all day, all night. Let's read on. Matthew chapter 23, verse 32. I mean, fill ye up then the measure of your fathers. Now he's saying, just go ahead and he says, fill you the measure of your fathers. Go ahead and fill their shoes. Go ahead and just be who you are. Stop pretending to not be evil. Just go ahead and be yourself. That's what Christ is saying. Verse 33, ye serpents, ye generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell? Therefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them ye shall kill and crucify, and some of them shall ye scourge in your synagogues and persecute them from your city to city. All that upon you may come all the righteous blood, all the righteous blood of Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, son of Barachias, whom ye slew between the temple and the altar. So he says the blood of them. He says you're going to kill your brother just like Cain did Abel. You're going to be just like the people that killed Zechariah, that they stoned him, and Zechariah was trying to protect the people from themselves, save them from destroying themselves and getting taken into captivity. He was trying to do the right thing. He was trying to help them out. They didn't care. They took him down. All right. Verse 36. Verily I say unto you, all these things shall come upon this generation. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets and stonest them which are sent unto thee. How often would I have gathered thy children together, even as a hen gathereth her chickens under her wings, and ye would not. Saying basically, you don't want my protection. You don't want my covering. You don't want the covering of the Lord. You want to go outside of the direction. Matter of fact, you want to destroy your own covering. You imagine there's an F5 tornado outside and you inside a tornado shelter. And then you just like, you know what? And you just, I'm tired of this tornado shelter. And you just grab an axe and start chopping it down. And you just, basically take down all your protection, all your covering. And then the tornado comes and takes you out. That just don't make no sense. To me, that's just the epitome, the highest level of stupidity I can think of. You destroy your protection and then you give yourself up to the storm. And that's what's happening. We, without Christ, without the direction of God, without these scriptures, without the wisdom of the Most High, I know I'm gonna destroy myself. I know that the world will take me out. I can't endure this. There's no way I can make it. I'll eventually lose my mind. I know, because before I came into the truth, I was starting to lose hope. I understand this thing. I'm telling you, there is so much appreciation I have for the truth, for the scriptures, for the understanding this, because I understand that without this, there's no way out. The Most High God has set it up where we have to go to him. He's got to be here to protect us. He's got to here to guide us. He's got to keep us sane. There is no way I would have made it without it. I'm telling you, there's times I sit and think about it and I'm like, oh, praise to the Most High. Thank you for waking me up when you did, because I could have been lost forever. You know what I'm saying? And just like they say, once a good girl's gone, she's gone forever. The same thing with men. When we talk about mentally, as far as when the world beats us down, we start to give up hope, and then we no longer are who we used to be. I'm sure some of y'all, matter of fact, anybody can attest to this. Think of certain men, like you could have been, how you could probably have seen your father. They were different when you were younger. You know what I'm saying? When they was in their earlier 20s or in their, late 20s, early 30s, or uncles or certain men you seen, they were one way. They were strong and resilient. They had a revolutionary mindset, and they was all about, changing the world. And then you see they're a shell of themselves. They've given up, and they're pretty much just waiting to die. They no longer care. Life no longer matters. Those are these people. This is what happens. Why? Because over time, you give up hope. You know what I'm saying? And again, the Lord rescued me at the time, and I can never stop thinking about how much I appreciate the Most High and his deliverance, because as a hen, he covered me like one of those chickens. And again, I'm forever grateful for that. Yeah. All praise be to the Most High. Matthew chapter 23, verse 38. Behold, your house is left unto you desolate. See, when it says your house is left desolate, you're destroyed, you're broken. Nothing else is left, because you are not covered by the hen that's covering her chickens. Verse 39, for I say unto you, ye shall not see me henceforth, till ye shall say, blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. Says, oh, you ain't gonna see me no more. He said, it's gonna be over. See, Christ knew the end is near. He's like, oh yeah, you ain't gonna see me no more until the people are chanting. I said chant till the people are cheering and praising of my return. So this is Matthew chapter 23. Pray everybody gain some wisdom, some understanding from this. We're edified. Glory to the Father in heaven. All praise to the Most High. Y'all have a good evening. Shalom, shalom. Love y'all, Israel.